Welcome to my 1 Minute to Wow video tutorial. This is Mary Fish with StampinPretty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I wanted to talk to you today about quick coordination. And I think Stampin' Up! Is a master of quick coordination. Dies that work with stamps, stamps that work with other stamps, lots of possibilities. And I'm going to show you a few things today that I think make the creative process easier as well as more fun. And we're going to work on this card. So I'm going to start with a stamp set called Because You Care. It's a host reward stamp set, so it's only available with a qualifying order. However, we have many stamp sets that coordinate in different ways, and it will show in our catalog which framelits or punches will work with particular stamp images and beyond. So it's available to you, but this is one cool little fun and versatile stamp set. And I was so excited to ink it up. My black of choice for Stampin' Up! Is the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I've mounted on a clear block this clear photopolymer stamp from the Because You Care stamp set. And I like it on an angle. It makes it easier for me to see and produces less of a prism from the rolled edges. Go ahead and stamp that. Always a nice clean transfer. And then the second image from the same stamp set, I Seriously Love You, which I seriously love. Because it's clear and see-through, I can actually, hopefully, eyeball this for you. Yes, that's a good thing. And then the real Cadillac moment for me is the fact that the Chalk Talk die is going to crop this out and it's going to look perfect. And all of a sudden I have this really cool element that I created myself. I've got my Big Shot. And I'm going to actually move it back just a little bit. And I have my magnetic platform. And the reason I like the magnetic platform is it's going to help me keep that die in place while I run it through the Big Shot. And that's especially important when I'm cropping a sentiment or something that's very dependent on a precise crop. See how that grabbed it? I'm just going to make sure I've got it lined up well. I'm going to put the top acrylic plate down. And run it through the Big Shot, which is probably looking pretty big on the video. It's, boy, I probably use my Big Shot almost every day. It's just simple, almost no learning curve to it. Works like a champ. I've had the same one for 7 years, or however long we've had them. Maybe it's 6 years, but it's something close to that. As soon as we offered them, I had one, and I love it. So see that nice, perfect little tag. And then let's jazz it up again with more coordinating products. This time I'm using the Hearts Aflutter die set. Before I used the Chalk Talk to get that little framelit. And I'm going to crop this little banner and the heart, but you'll notice I've got some paper piercing on that banner. And that is simple and fun to do. Paper piercing is always one of my favorite things. This is the Eclectic Paper Piercing Pack from Stampin' Up! All of these coordinate with Stampin' Up! Dies and punches. We have other different ones as well, and this is just one of my favorites. So I used this particular one on that little framelit with a piercing mat below, and then I'll share with you how I did the heart. And I'm just going to use this, it's actually the heart on the onesie, but it works with this particular heart. And it's just so easy. I just hold it down really firmly. You don't want it to slide because then at the very end you're going to say, oops. At the very end it didn't all line up together. But it's just such an easy technique, and it adds just that touch of oomph that I like so much. And then just for a little fun from the Artisan Embellishments Kit, I'm going to add a pearl. And so let's assemble this card together. I hope you have a minute to do that with me. Give you a few more tips. I'm going to use one of our Stampin' Dimensionals. They're probably on every card I own. And I'm just going to put it on one side. And that's the side that I want it floating over this tag. Make sense? I just don't need any on that side. It's just going to be floating. And then I will adhere the little flag right back here. I'll add that. And then I'm going to add, dimensionals to the whole thing. Just lining that up square so you can see how that's going to look. And I'll add a few more dimensionals to pop the whole thing up. I think on a simple card it's important to keep the elements precise. You don't need to have a million embellishments on it. But I think you do need a few things that really, in my opinion, stand out. And a little bit of paper piercing, 3D, all those things really add that extra little oomph that makes a clean and simple card have that wow factor that we strive for. So I'm going to just adjust this a little bit, press down. So there you have it, a very clean and simple card, which was helped greatly by things like paper piercing, dies, coordinating stamps, coordinating colors. I mean, Stampin' Up! Really has it going on. So thank you for joining me. Please stop by my blog. I do daily updates with new samples, products, ideas, tips, clearance. I definitely have the latest information for you there. It's www.stampinpretty.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.